What's up everybody, welcome back to another video within the Generative AI tool series, and in this video we'll be talking about Unstract, which happens to be a no-code platform, happens to be specialized in LLM powered data extraction. Now whenever I say LLM powered data extraction or document extraction, it's a problem in itself. So you have to give users a certain degree of accuracy and you have to minimize hallucinations to a certain point where the data being extracted is actually meaningful. And that's what this platform does for you. So as the tagline speaks for itself, the leading agentic document intelligence platform. So it's not just restricted to, OCR solutions or models or, extracting data by using a mix of LLM, but the way they actually have structured their architecture intelligently, that's actually the whole key and the whole takeaway of this platform. And we'll explore that in a while. So just to skim through their website, you can see certain examples over here. So this is about Prompt Studio, which is one of their features, and we'll be exploring that in a while. So within Prompt Studio, you can create your own prompts and you can, define a whole schema around your document, which sort of complements the whole thing whenever you're extracting data. And besides that, you can create your own workflows. You can create your own pipelines if you want the data to be extracted and then you want to use that data in a particular fashion or in a particular pipeline. You can design the whole thing. So I'm already signed up. Let's log in. So before we do that, they offer these two features, which in form of Unstract Cloud, which happens to be a platform where you can build your own pipelines, ETLs, schema construction around the metadata of the document and whatnot. And LLM Whisperer is more like a lean version of the technology that they use, which you can leverage to process your complex document. So firstly, I think let's go with Unstract Cloud. All right, so I'm in my Unstract Cloud and this is the whole experience. The very first thing is Prompt Studio, but you can also create your workflows. We have a particular dashboard, but we don't have any specific data around it. We have API deployments, ETL pipelines, and if you scroll below, you would see that within settings, you have a couple of options where you can hook up new LLMs. The default one is GPT-4o. It's totally fine. But if you want to use other ones, so you can use Mistral, Palm, or the other listed ones. You can also configure your vector DBs. For example, you have another set of examples. Mostly all the popular ones are over here, but we're good with Postgres. Then you have settings for embeddings, text extractor, which actually use LLM Whisperer, and we'll actually see how it works, later on. So this is a whole walkthrough, but if you come to Prompt Studio, you have a couple of prompts. So I'm just going to select one. And this is the whole experience that you would get. You would get a electronically printed document alongside with some handwritten stuff. And here you can actually create your own schema around it. For example, this is a default schema that, hey, this is one set of prompt with say citizenship. What's the citizenship status for the applicant? Respond with one of the following. So you're providing the options for yourself. And as you can see here, you have the details around which LLM is going to be used, how many tokens would be used, the time to actually run the prompt, and the cost itself. So currently it says yet to run because we haven't run it. You can run it from here. But moreover, you can see some more stuff over here. Types of credit. Is the credit being applied for individual credit or joint credit? And there are so many different attributes that you can see. The details are, up to you. And you can create your own, prompt if you wanna. So, for example, if you feel like there's something that you need to address in terms of details, because whenever you extract data out of document, there's a lot of context. So this particular Prompt Studio is about defining those attributes and defining details and giving some context around it. All right, it's kind of important to note that whenever you're defining a particular attribute, you have to specify the type, whether it's a text, whether it's a number. In this case, applicant name refers to this over here. I'm a card holder. Pretty intelligent name, by the way. And then you have an icon that specifies chunk use, which refers to the whole RAG process, which means the default vector embeddings that we saw in the settings, they're being used to convert this whole document into embeddings. They're being saved somewhere, and the conventional RAG process is being applied. This over here gives you a whole profile, LLM GPT-4o, profile name, embedding model, vector store, text extractor. So I have one of the examples already processed. So this here is a receipt from a burger joint. As you can see, this is the name. You have some address, you have the order, table number, bill number, and you have some line items for the order, and you have the total stuff. So here I have, a recipe category, it's food. So these are the process answers. And as you can see, tokens used 372, time elapsed 0 seconds, and cost is almost negligible. Then if I, scroll down, I have name of vendor, which says, which is actually correct. Then receipt value, the total, I guess this refers to the number that you gotta pay. Then you have line items, and as you can see, it's pretty well formatted in a whole JSON form. So these are your line items, which refers to the order itself, and pretty accurate. Everything is good. Tax amount is something calculated over here, this section over here, so it's 26.5. accurately correct. And you have a healthy score on a scale of 1 to 10. How healthy is the food consumed by the user? And we have a particular value of 26.5. Not sure if it's referenced here somewhere, but this is the whole experience. This is how you can construct a schema around your document and make sure, because again, your document needs some context, and Prompt Studio helps you build that context. But there are some more set of features that you can use while staying in Prompt Studio. So if you want combined output, this is the whole thing. Everything is very well structured into a JSON form. But again, the question is that hallucinations are the real thing. So for example, let me pull up the hallucination leaderboard, and this is where we are at right now. So this was last updated April 29, 2025. And these are some of the popular LLMs, and you have some hallucination values. So currently we're using GPT-4o, and this is GPT-4o. And we have hallucination rate of up to 1.5%. Factual consistency rate, 98.5%, which means that this 1.5% can bite you anytime. And when you're building such a platform, you have to make sure that you're providing a certain degree of accuracy. So there's a very well-versed concept around, using other LLMs to judge your answers, or using two LLMs together and combine or form a mutual answer. So you can do that while staying in Prompt Studio. And you can do that through LLM Challenge. You can you have to check this, and you have to select another LLM. Currently, I don't have one. I only have one, the default one, which says GPT-4o, which is a part of my free trial. But you can actually, hook up new LLMs down here in the settings. And once you do that, you can come back here and you can go to the LLM Challenge. So what is the LLM Challenge basically? So it's a concept that whenever you have a task, you can divide that task and provide the same task to two LLMs. So they can be from, different vendors. One can be Mistral, one can be OpenAI, one can be Claude. It's totally up to you. And both of those LLM would actually score or provide a score alongside their extracted data. That score depicts the kind of accuracy they think, according to them. So you can even use different LLMs to score. But just to keep the whole concept very simple, you would use these two LLMs. They would generate two scores. And let's say one of them actually, have a higher score of 5 and one has a lesser score of 1. So you get to make a decision by, putting up an algorithm You can take an average, you can take, some sort of, apply some sort of standard deviation. It's totally up to you. You can go crazy with it. But the fact is that you have to make a decision on the basis of these two LLMs. So you can have another LLM judge the decision as well. So that would add initial context. Your prompt tokens would increase, obviously. Your pricing would increase. But the factual consistency is something that you'll get out of this whole exercise. And this is being implemented within or baked into Prompt Studio by default. So that's one good feature. Another good feature is, as you can see over here, is simple pass extraction. So here, currently what we had is we had these separate attributes which served as separate prompts. So all of these are separate prompts. So again, we do have, tokens which are being spent on every single section. For example, to extract recipe category, you have to utilize at minimum 379 tokens. To extract the name of the vendors, you need 351 tokens at minimum. What if you even want to, shrink the whole thing? So you can use single pass extraction, which would conform all of these attributes into one prompt, and that would decrease your token size by, let's say, 5 to 10x. So that's also if you want to optimize on pricing. So that's something that you can use. So you have it's a quite of an extensive tool that you can use around. You have everything in one place. You don't have to go somewhere else. You don't have to write your own code. You'll find everything around document extraction, their scoring, their accuracy, staying consistent around, factual rates, everything in one place. So that's one key feature. Let's move on to other interesting stuff. All right, so let's talk about LLM Whisperer. By the way, if you want to switch between Unstract Cloud and LLM Whisperer, you can do that from here. So we just came from the LLM Cloud, where we used the Prompt Studio. But now let's talk about LLM Whisperer, which is kind of like their lean version of the engine that fetches the data out of complex document. It's pretty lean. All you have is a dashboard. You can track your usage history from here and some, previous histories as well. So currently we don't have much. So, and even if you want to use it within your own application, you have an API key and you can just, go ahead and start using it. So within the playground, as you can see, you have a couple of different documents over here, and you can visualize their results. So if you see this is something that we used right here within our demo, and the output that it produced was through LLM Whisperer. So if I switch to raw view, so this was the whole thing, the receipt in itself. The best thing about LLM Whisperer is that it retains the positional aspects of the data as well. It fetches the data, but it also preserves the positional aspect. So if you see, you would see this section being at the top right here, and it's center aligned over here as well. And the rest of the documents, the way line items have been, positioned, you can see these are the line items, and the GST has this particular space. You can even see that within the real receipt. So line items, and you see the space. So this is like one of the key aspects of, Unstract, that it retains the positional aspect as well, which really makes it easy to verify the document, verify the extracted data. So currently in the raw view, it's pretty easy for me to refer and reflect back to my original receipt or my original PDF. And it's the same for, all these documents that are listed over here. The results are awesome, and I really like this particular feature where you can verify data very easily. So these are like one of the two core features that are being offered by Unstract at this particular moment. I would really encourage you guys to try it, visit their website, play around. with one of their extraction capabilities. And yeah, if you have any questions, you can drop them into the comment section below, and I'm going to hook up their homepage and their different functionalities that we explored within this video within the description. And I hope you like this video, and stay tuned because there are more features that we will be exploring about Unstract in the future. So I'll see you in the next video. Thank you so much for watching.